Hello, welcome. And for today's beach bag, this is what you will need. You are going to need a 5mm crochet hook, some scissors, darning needle, a measuring tape, and I used 100% cotton yarn, about 150 to 200 grams or 5 to 7 ounces. So let's get started. We are going to start the bag at the bottom. So starting from the bottom crochet, this is where we can adjust our size. My size of the bag part of it will be about 15.5 inches wide or 40 centimeters, and the length of the main bag portion is about 13 inches, and that's going to be about 34 centimeters. Let's start with a slip knot. I'm going to start with 31 chains. That will be about 8 or 9 inches or 20 to 23 centimeters. We will then start in the second chain from the hook. We are going to work in the stitch of the back loop of the chain. So in that back loop portion, this is where we will insert our hook and start with a single crochet. Let's put 2 single crochet in this very first stitch. We can then continue down the chain with 1 single crochet in each of the next 28 chains. So working in that back little loop, we'll do single crochet. This is how your stitch should look. And on the bottom, it should look nice and even like this. Continue for your 28 stitches. You should now have the 2 stitches you started with and the 28 single crochet down, and with 1 stitch left, we will now put 4 single crochet in that last stitch. This will be 2 single crochet. We will work down the other side of the chain, down here. So for the 4 single crochet, I'm going to put the other 2 on the other side of my knot. So going into that same hole still, I'm just going to put the stitch on the other side of the knot. So this is stitch 3 and stitch 4. We can then continue down the opposite side with 1 single crochet in each stitch. We will go under both loops of this side. So going under both, single crochet. And again, going under both of them and single. Continue all the way to the end, and I will meet you there. Here we have our last stitch. So we're going to put a single crochet in there. And then in that very beginning stitch, we were going to put 2 single crochet. So there's already 2 of them in there, and we will put 2 more. Then we will slip stitch to join in the top of that very first single crochet. So putting our hook in there, pulling up the yarn, and doing a slip stitch. We have now finished round 1. And it should look something like this. For the next round, let's chain 1. We will put 2 single crochet in the very first stitch, and then 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So starting in that very first one, there's 1 single crochet and 2. Then 2 single crochet in the next stitch. We can now put 28 single crochet all the way down. I'll meet you at the other end. When you have reached the end, going around the corner, we will put 2 single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So that's 1, put 2 in the next, and then 2 in the next one, and 2 more in the fourth one. Continue back around to the beginning by putting 28 single crochet. We will then put 2 single crochet in each of the last 2 stitches. So 2 single crochet here and 2 single crochet in the last stitch. We can now slip stitch to join in the top of that first single crochet. So putting our hook in here and slip stitch. Round 2 should have 72 stitches. Again, let's start with the chain 1 and start in that very first stitch. We will put 2 single crochet in the first stitch. And then we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next stitch. And then 2 single crochet in the next. And now this time we will work 30 single crochet down to the other end. Working around the corner, we will do the following pattern. Start with 2 single crochet, and then 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochet. This should be the halfway point. Now going around the other way, 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochet. Let's continue with 30 single crochet down the side. To finish this row, we will do 2 single crochet, and then 1 single crochet, and 2 single crochet. Let's slip stitch to join in the top of the first single crochet. Round 3 should equal 80 stitches. Let's start with a chain 1. The pattern will be as follows: 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 in the next, and then 1 single crochet, and another single crochet, and then 2 in the next, and then 28 single crochet down the side. Working around the corner, we'll do the following pattern: 2 single crochet, followed by 1 and 1, and then repeat that: 2 single crochet, 1 and 1. This is the halfway point, and now we reverse that pattern. So now you'll go 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Continuing down the side with 28 single crochet. And then to finish the row, our pattern will be 2 single crochet, 1, then 1, and then 2, 1, 1. Then slip stitch to join in the top of the first single crochet. Round 4 will equal 88 stitches. We will then chain 1. We were now just going to put 1 single crochet into every stitch. So round 5 will equal 88 stitches. So continue this all the way around. Again, slip stitch to join, chain 1, and repeat round 5. So round 6 will be the same with 88 stitches. Again, slip stitch to join in the top of the first single crochet. For round 7, we will do another increase round. chain 1. We will then do 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Continue with 30 single crochet. We will now work around the corner. You can do the following pattern: 2, and then we'll go 1 and 1, then 2 single crochet, we'll do 1, then 1, and then 2 single crochet. This is the halfway point, and then do the same for the other half. Let's work 30 single crochet down the side. We can then finish the row with the same pattern: 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, and 2. Slip stitch to join in the top of the first single crochet. Round 7 will equal 100 stitches. Chain 1. Let's do another row all the way around. So one more row and put 100 stitches. Slip stitch to join in the top of the first single crochet. You should now have 8 rounds, and the last round will be 100 stitches. Your base should now be about 13 inches or 33 centimeters. And then the width, 4.5 inches or 12 centimeters. If you fold the bottom portion now in half, we will now work up the sides, so still continuing around, but then the sides will come and start shaping the bag. You can change color here or continue with the same color if you would like. I am going to add in a new color. I will start with the chain 3. This will count as a double crochet. We can then do one more chain, and that will be our chain space. Let's put a double crochet in that same first space. So here you have created a V-stitch. So it's double crochet, chain space, and double crochet. Let's do chain 1. We will then skip 2 and then put a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in that next space. So here we are skipping 2, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. And we're going to repeat this. Chain 1, skip 2, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. This will be our pattern all the way around. If you have changed colors here, you can cut the yarn of your first color. Let's do a couple more V-stitch together. Starting with the chain 1, skipping 2, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Let's continue all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the beginning. This V-stitch is in groups of 3. I had 100 stitches all the way around, so I am left with an extra stitch here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a V-stitch right in the middle. So I'm just going to skip one on this last 2 stitches, just so my V-stitch kind of works out all the way around. So depending on your stitches, just make your V-stitches even all the way around if you haven't got your numbers in a group of 3. So in here, I'm going to put my final V-stitch. I will then do a chain 1 and I'm going to join. So I will join to the 3rd chain, 1, 2, 3, but I'm going to join from the back to the front. So same as a slip stitch that you would normally go in the front, but I'm just going to go into the back and do a slip stitch. I just like the way this looks a little bit better. So then to start our next row, we are going to slip stitch into the next space. This will make it so our V-stitch is inside a V-stitch from the round below. So after we've slip stitched over, let's do chain 4. And then double crochet in that same space. So this has created your first V. So it's like a double crochet, chain 1. Our repeat pattern for this row will be chain 1, V-stitch, which will be double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and we're going to put that in every V-stitch from the round below, and then repeat. So chain 1, V-stitch, and repeat. Chain 1, V-stitch, repeat. Let's continue this all the way around. We will be making all of our rows the same, so every V-stitch will be in the V-stitch from the round below. When you get back to the beginning, we will do a slip stitch to join in that third chain. So right in here, and we're just going to go from the back to the front, slip stitch, and we're going to repeat round 2. So starting every round, we're going to slip stitch over into the center of the V, and then do a chain 4, and then do a double crochet in that V, and then do V-stitch within every V-stitch from the round below. Continue these rows until you have reached your desired length of your bag. As you continue your rows, it'll look like they're going out rather than up, but as long as every one is the same and you do not increase, your bag will start taking shape. So if you fold it in half, you will see how it's going to start to take shape, and eventually it'll start going up. I did 15 rows of the V-stitch. It came to about 11 inches or 28 centimeters. Once you have reached your last round, let's slip stitch to join, and then also slip stitch over and chain 1. We will then start with a single crochet in the chain space of the V-stitch, and then we will put a single crochet into the double crochet. So working all the way around, we will put a single crochet in each double crochet and into the chain space of the V. So skipping over that one chain space, so single crochet into the double crochet, into the space, and into the double crochet. And repeat this. Single crochet in one double crochet, into the chain space, and into the next double crochet. And we can repeat this all the way around. When you've come to the end, you can slip stitch to join in the top of that first single crochet. So my stitch count is 102. It's because I added that extra stitch, the extra V-stitch. So now I went from 100 to 102. I am going to change colors at this time. You can stay with the same color if you like, or change. Pull up the new yarn. You can either start with a slip knot or just pull up the yarn. So I'm going to pull it up here, and I'm going to do a single crochet in that very first stitch. We will then do one single crochet in each stitch. So we will have 102 stitches for each row. My first row was with the off-white color, and then I'm going to do 8 rows of my other color, so I will have 9 rows total of the single crochet. If you have changed your color here, you can cut the yarn of your last one. I will meet you back around the beginning to show you how to join, and then we will continue until we have our 9 rows. Once you have reached around to the beginning, we can slip stitch to join in the top of that first single crochet. We will then do a chain 1, and starting in that very first one again with a single crochet. So continue these rows, always making sure that you have the same amount of stitches in each row. Your bag should now look something like this. My measurement is about 15 inches and 38 centimeters by about 13 inches or 33 centimeters. We can now finish off our last row. We will cut our yarn and tie in all of our ends. So let's just cut the yarn and finish this row. I'm going to finish this round with an invisible join. We can now weave in all of our ends. Let's do the handle. Lay your bag flat. We will measure your bag and divide into 4 equal parts. So I have about 15 inches on this side. So I'm going to put my first marker at about 4 inches here. And then on the other side at about 4 inches. So in between these two, I'm going to have almost 8 inches. And that's also about 20 centimeters. The 4 equal parts will be the middle part here, and then the middle in the back. And then our handles will be on the sides, but this is the same measurement as well, 8 inches, or about 8 inches. And here's our other handle will go here. So the handle will work up and join together as one. So I made these the same color on one side, so we will start here. Again, the side of the handle is about 8 inches, 20 centimeters, or in my case, 26 stitches. You can start with any color. I have started with a slip knot. I will pull the slip knot up, and then I will do 26 single crochet all the way across to my other marker. This will be the start of the one side of the handle. After we pulled up the yarn, we can do a chain 1, and then we can remove this marker. This one here will count as our first single crochet. Starting in the next one, that will be our second one. And we're going to do 26 across. We can then chain 1 and turn. We will skip the very first stitch and start in the next single crochet, right in here. And we will do 25 single crochet across. As we do our handle, we will be decreasing the row by 1 each time. Here we've reached our first stitch, so we're going to go into that very first stitch. Do our single crochet. We will then chain 1 and turn. Row 2 will be 25 single crochet. Again, we're going to skip the very first stitch going into the next. And then this row will be 24 single crochet. Working down to the end of the row, make sure you always get into that last stitch right there. And then do a chain 1 and turn, skipping the first stitch. And continue with this pattern until you have 4 stitches remaining. Here are your numbers for each row if you need it. I am now on row 23 and I'm doing 4 single crochet across. Your bag handle should now look something like this. Once you have reached the 4 single crochet, we will now chain 1 and turn. For the next few rows, we will start in that very first stitch. So starting in the first one, we are not going to do a decrease. We're going to do 4 single crochet across. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's do another one. Chain 1 and turn. Starting in the very first stitch, 4 single crochet. We are going to stop here and cut the yarn and do the other side of the handle. So this is what the one side should look like so far. And this is what it will look like from the side. We are now going to repeat this for the other side of the handle. So with our other 2 markers, repeat this process. So starting in the very first one with your 26 single crochet across. When you have decreased down to 4 single crochet, do not cut the yarn. We are now going to continue our handle. So we're going to continue with the 4 single crochet, chain 1 and turn in each row. You can now make your handle as long as you would like. I did 80 rows of 4 single crochet. I think you should do about 10 rows less or 4 inches less. The total measurement of the handle was about 36 inches or 90 centimeters. I would definitely shorten this. Once you have your desired length, we can cut the yarn and sew the 2 ends together. So leave a little bit of extra, maybe about 10 to 12 inches, so we can stitch it together. Make sure that your handle is straight and doesn't have a twist in it. You can now tie in all of your remaining ends. We will now single crochet a border all the way around each side of the handle. You can choose either color you like. We will put 1 single crochet at the end of each row. At the corners, we will do a single crochet decrease. So that way we will put 2 together. So we're going to insert in one part of the corner, and then pull up a loop, insert it in the next part of the corner, pull up a loop, and put that together. So let's do a decrease in each corner. Moving around the edge, you will also put one single crochet in the top of each single crochet from the round below. Continue all the way around, putting one single crochet at the end of each row. When you've come back around to the beginning, we can tie off our end. Doing an invisible close will give it a nice finish on the edge. You can then secure all of your ends and repeat this for the other side of the handle. Thank you for watching, and be sure to check out some of my other videos. Bye!